Shalom, good evening. This is TV7 Israel News broadcast to you from Jerusalem, and in today's top stories. The Israeli Defense Forces transition its high-intensity campaign to a lower special operations campaign in the northern Gaza Strip. The Islamic Republic of Iran has leveled a warning to the United States and Britain over their strikes against Tehran's proxy in Yemen. Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guards launched separate ballistic missiles against various targets in both Syria and Iraq. Israel has officially concluded its high-intensity campaign in the northern part of the Gaza Strip, while in the central and southern sectors of the Hamas-plagued territory, a looming transition will soon follow. In an elaborate address to the nation, Israeli Defense Minister Yoav Gallant asserted that Jerusalem intends to win its war against Hamas without compromise. Minister Gallant went on to explain the reason behind the decision to transition into a lower intensity conflict in the northern Gaza Strip.
לפני כ3 חודשים הצגתי יחד עם הרמטכ"ל, ראש השב"כ ואלופי צה"ל את תוכנית המלחמה ברצועת עזה והקשרי הרחבים לזירות נוספות בפני הקבינט. ציינו את שלבי הביצוע והבהרנו כי שלב התמרון האינטנסיבי יימשך כ3 חודשים. בצפון הרצועה השלב הזה יסתיים. בדרום הרצועה נגיע להישג הזה והוא יסתיים בקרוב, ובשני המקומות יגיע הרגע שנעבור לשלב הבא. אנו מתאימים את הפעולה בשטח למציאות כפי שהיא נשקפת, להישגים הצבאיים, לכתישת האויב ולמודיעין הקיים. בצפון הרצועה פורקו כל המסגרות הגדודיות. אנו פועלים כעת לחיסול כיסי התנגדות. אנו עושים זאת באמצעות פשיטות חטיבתיות, הפעלת אש מהאוויר, מבצעים מיוחדים ופעולות נוספות. במרכז הרצועה אנו משמידים את התעשייה הצבאית של החמאס, את מפעלי הייצור שלו, אותם מקומות שמייצרים רקטות, מטענים, חומרי נפץ ואמצעי הרג כנגדנו. ההישגים מרשימים ביותר.
In addition to high-intensity fighting in the central Gaza Strip, in the southern part of the enclave, Hamas's military infrastructure and framework is beginning to succumb to the IDF's iron fist.
בדרום הרצועה אנו פועלים בדפוס פעולה שונה. כוחות צה"ל ממוקדים בראש הנחש, הנהגת החמאס. הם מסתתרים עשרות מטרים מתחת לאדמה.
While the IDF's progress in the Gaza Strip is quite impressive in military terms, Jerusalem has yet to unveil its policy regarding the Palestinian enclave's so-called day after. Therefore, Defense Minister Yoav Gallant emphasized the need to advance a coherent policy that will dictate Israel's military objectives for an ultimate transition to include a new Palestinian authority that will be tasked with governing the Gaza Strip.
בעזה חיים פלסטינים, ולכן ישלטו בפלסטינים בעתיד. השלטון העתידי בעזה חייב לצמוח מתוך רצועת עזה ולהתבסס על כוחות שאינם עוינים את מדינת ישראל ומהווים אלטרנטיבה אזרחית שדואגת לרווחתם של תושבי עזה ולא לרעתם של תושבי מדינת ישראל. סופה של המערכה הצבאית חייב להיות מעוגן במעשה מדיני. המחשבה המדינית היא המובילה את המעשה הצבאי. חוסר החלטה מדיני עלול לפגוע בהתקדמות הפעולה הצבאית. הנחתי בפני חברי הקבינט תוכנית. חובתו של הקבינט, חובתה של הממשלה, לדון בתוכנית הזאת, כמו בתוכניות אחרות, ולקבוע את היעד.
While Jerusalem's defense establishment remains committed to its war objectives in the Gaza Strip, the government has started deliberations with regional council heads of Israel's Gaza periphery communities that were turned into rubble during the atrocities committed by Hamas and its terror affiliates on October 7th.
טוב, אנחנו נחושים לשקם את היישובים והקיבוצים במה שקרוי עוטף עזה, להחזיר את התושבים לבתיהם ולהביא לשגשוג ופריחה הרבה מעבר למה שהיה לפני המלחמה. לצורך זה אנחנו צריכים קודם כל להשיג ניצחון על החמאס, אבל גם לעשות את הפעולות האזרחיות הנדרשות, ועל כך כינסנו היום את קבינט ניהול המלחמה יחד עם צוות השרים. אנחנו סומכים על החיילים שלנו, הגיבורים שלנו והמפקדים המצוינים שלנו כדי להשיג את היעד הצבאי. במקביל, אנחנו סומכים גם על המנהיגות שלכם, ראשי היישובים, בעבודה משותפת עם משרדי הממשלה כדי להשיג את אותו שיקום, אותו שגשוג ואותה פריחה.
Meanwhile, in the Swiss city of Davos, in a Q&A session with the Qatari Prime Minister at the World Economic Forum, Sheikh Mohammed bin Abdulrahman Al Thani, whose country continues to host the leadership of the Islamist Hamas in Doha, insisted that the future of Hamas in the Gaza Strip is a matter that the Palestinian public will ultimately have to decide upon itself.
Whatever disagreements, whatever we see, those are part of the Palestinian political system, and the Palestinian people, those are the only ones who have the choice to have them as part of the resolution or not. It's not our choice, nor the Israelis or anyone's choice. It's, at the end, we always say that you cannot, if there is a difference and disagreement in the ideology, of course, the conduct is something else, then you have to replace it with a better idea. And the better idea is to bring the two-state solution back on the table. And we see a growing recognition now by a lot of our partners internationally. Of course, we hear a lot from the US now about the necessity of having this on track as soon as possible. And this is very important. US is playing a key role in this, a central role in this, and we believe that they can bring the parties back together.
The Qatari Prime Minister went on to address the rising regional tensions in light of the Iran-directed attacks by the Houthis against commercial maritime shipping in the Red Sea.
We see like it's the most dangerous escalation right now because it's not affecting only the region, it's affecting the global trade as well. Now we see that there are some retaliations from the US and UK on the Houthis, trying to refrain them from disrupting the international trade, but yet this is also will create a high risk of further escalation and further expansion of that. We always prefer diplomacy over any military resolutions, and we believe that we shouldn't just focus on those small conflicts. We should focus on the main conflict in Gaza, and as soon as it's diffused, I believe everything else will be diffused.
Meanwhile, in London, British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak, during remarks to the House of Commons, defended London's decision to strike the Iranian proxy Ansar Allah, which is dominated by the Houthi tribe, over its belligerent attacks against maritime shipping in the Red Sea, asserting that the so-called Houthi attacks against commercial shipping is detached from the Hamas-instigated war against Israel.
Since the 19th of November, Iran-backed Houthis have launched over 25 illegal and unacceptable attacks on commercial shipping in the Red Sea. And on the 9th of January, they mounted a direct attack against British and American warships. They fired on our ships and our sailors. It was the biggest attack on the Royal Navy for decades. And so we acted. We did so in self-defense, consistent with the UN Charter, and to uphold freedom of navigation, as Britain has always done.
Meanwhile, in Tehran, Iranian Foreign Minister Hossein Amir-Abdollahian hosted his Indian counterpart, during the course of which he seized the opportunity to level a warning to the United States, Britain, and Israel.
جمهوری اسلامی ایران با قوت از امنیت کشتیرانی و دریانوردی در منطقه حمایت می‌کند. به آمریکا و انگلیس هشدار می‌دهیم جنگ علیه یمن رو فوراً متوقف کنند. به آمریکا و رژیم اسرائیل هشدار می‌دهیم جنگ علیه غزه و نسل‌کشی علیه غزه رو متوقف کنند راه حل هرگز نظامی نخواهد بود.
Prior to the warnings leveled by the Iranian top diplomat, the Islamic Revolutionary Guards Corps conducted 2 separate surface-to-surface attacks against Iraq's northern Kurdistan region and Syria's Idlib government, respectively, claiming it was in response to a deadly bombing that claimed some 100 supporters of the IRGC at a commemoration ceremony for the arch-terrorist, Quds Force commander Qasem Soleimani. Nevertheless, in response to the attack, which was vehemently condemned by Iraq's central government in Baghdad, the Prime Minister of Iraq's Kurdistan regional government voiced outrage over Tehran's unprovoked attacks.
We hope that the federal government in Iraq and the international community will take all the measures necessary to stop the repetition of these attacks in the future.
Thank you for watching TV7 Israel News. I'd like to encourage you, pray for the peace of Jerusalem and salvation of Israel. Moreover, it's always important for us to highlight that TV7 Israel is a donation-based non-profit ministry with all of our productions available free of charge. Therefore, if you're blessed by our daily updates and would like to help us bear the costs, please consider making a donation. You can do so by visiting our website at www.tv7israelnews.com. I'm Jonathan Hessen, wishing you an Erev Mevorach, and God willing, we'll see you during our upcoming TV7 Israel updates. Until then, Shalom from Jerusalem.